The first mistake the HOA made was knocking on my door like they owned my life. It was a quiet Saturday morning, the kind where coffee tastes better and the world feels slower. I was barefoot on my own porch, looking out at the water, thinking I'd finally found peace. That illusion shattered when 3 people in matching polos marched up my driveway. No greeting, no introduction, just attitude. The woman in front, clipboard clenched like a weapon, looked me up and down and said, "You can't park your truck there. You're in violation of HOA regulations." I smiled politely. I'm not aware of any HOA rules for this property. Her smile vanished. "Oh, you'll learn," she said. "Everyone does." That was mistake number 2. They fined me $250 on the spot. Said my dock was non-compliant. Said my fence was unauthorized. Said my boat access was restricted. I tried to explain. Calmly, respectfully. "This land," I said, "has been in my family for generations." She laughed. "Sir, this entire community falls under our authority." That's when I realized something important. They didn't know who I was, and they had no idea what they were standing on. 2 weeks later, the fines doubled, then tripled. They sent letters, threats, warnings about liens and legal action. One night, they even sent private security to my property, telling me to remove my own boat from my own shoreline. My daughter stood behind me, gripping my sleeve, whispering, "Dad, are we in trouble?" That question hit harder than any fine ever could. And that's when I decided this wasn't about money anymore. This was about principle. So I stopped arguing. I stopped explaining. And I started digging. County records, old plats, property surveys going back decades. And buried deep in dusty archives was the truth. A truth the HOA never bothered to check. The clubhouse? Built on my land. The docks? Mine. The private road they gated and controlled? Also mine. Even the lake access they charged residents for? I owned every square inch. The HOA didn't control the community. They were renting power from me and didn't know it. The next HOA meeting was packed. Angry homeowners. Board members smug as ever. The same woman from my driveway smirked when she saw me walk in. "This meeting is for residents only," she said. I placed a folder on the table. "Perfect," I replied. "So is this." Inside were deeds, maps, legal confirmations. The room went silent. One board member started flipping pages faster and faster, his face draining of color. Another whispered, "Oh my God!" I stood up. "For months," I said, "you fine me, threaten me, and send security on a land you don't own." I looked around the room. "And starting today, your clubhouse lease is terminated. Your docks are closed. Your road access agreement is revoked." People gasped. The HOA president stuttered. You can't do that." I smiled. I already did. Within weeks, the HOA dissolved. The fines were refunded. The president resigned. And every resident learned a hard lesson. Power doesn't come from clipboards and threats. It comes from knowing your ground. Now, when I sit on my porch in the morning, the water is calm again. My daughter laughs. The dock is quiet. And the sign at the old HOA gate? Gone. Because they didn't just cross the wrong homeowner. They challenged the one who owned everything.